Now, viewers, we have more breaking news coming in. This is US claiming mega Iran plot to kill Trump. India today accesses spy's stunning confession. It's a Pakistan spy who's come out to say, and I quote, recruited to kill Trump and Biden, was paid $5,000 to kill Trump. This arrested Pakistani spy in the United States, hired by Iran, is what we are learning. It's a Pakistani man charged with plotting to kill US politicians, who has claimed that Iranian spies recruited him to target President Donald Trump as well as Joe Biden in bombshell testimony Wednesday. Remember, this particular claim coming in at a time when there's already heightened tensions in West Asia is very, very important in terms of information, and also might in fact impact the current Operation Epic Fury that continues from the US side against the Iranian regime. And the accused terrorist, who has been identified as Asif Merchant, 47, coolly claimed on the stand that he was forced into the half-baked plot to save his family. Now, what will remain to be important in the investigation that continues in this particular plot is who else was involved behind this, because from what we understand already, he's a Pakistani who had been in fact hired by the Iranian side. So Rohit continues to be with us. Let me quickly take a question from him here. Rohit, this comes in to be very concerning claim, because now there's an entire plot that's been unfurled by this particular person who's been arrested. Of course, investigation will have to see how much of what is he saying is true. Which other countries are very much involved in this? Because we already see he's a Pakistani national who's been hired by the Iranian side to assassinate not one, but two of the presidents of the United States.
Absolutely, Shreya. So, Asif, the merchant, the person here, who is a 47-year-old Pakistani citizen, he was recruited by the Iranians to assassinate either President Trump or President Biden and even Nikki Haley. And he was arrested way back in 2024. But today is when the FBI presented him in the court, and then the FBI detailed in Brooklyn Federal Court today that he was just offered $5,000 by Iranians. Remember, yesterday in the press briefing, Secretary Hexer had specially mentioned how the United States took out one Iranian commander who was responsible for plotting the assassination of President Trump. And then today, the FBI presented this person in the court in New York, laying out the entire plot, where he said, the Pakistani person basically said that he was recruited by the Iranians to carry out an assassination in the U.S. to take out President Trump or President Biden. And he said he was compromised. He gave a lot of reasons. But this is how the extent of how far the Iranians have gone in their pursuit to hurt the Americans. This is exactly what the president has been trying to say. Remember last year in 2025, when President Trump had been elected, it was, I think, March of last year, he actually talked about it, that the Iranians wanted to kill him. He said he'd written a letter to the Iranians telling that he was aware of a plot, that the Iranians wanted to kill him. And now we know who this person is. This person, Asif Merchant, a 47-year-old Pakistani, took $5,000 US and tried to assassinate President Donald Trump in America. And he's obviously with the FBI, and he's pleaded guilty to this and has said that he was compromised by the Iranians.
You know, Rohit, what I want to understand here is also the fact that it's not just one country that comes into this very plot. Given that he hails from Pakistan, I want you to give us a slight insight into the impact of such information of both countries, Pakistan as well as Iran, involved in this particular plot. There is still no confirmation whether Pakistan was indeed, the Pakistani side was indeed involved in the entire plotting of this assassination or not. But yes, he hails from that very country, so which is why that particular country has been named in this entire ploy. How does this impact the current war? Does it escalate it further? Does it also ruin relations between what Pakistan has been trying to establish with the United States, because United States has clearly been mollycoddling Pakistan for quite some time now.
Well, yes, it does not state that the Pakistani agency was involved. It does not say that the Pakistani government was involved. It's just that this person happens to be a Pakistani who's working with the Iranian intelligence agencies, who was recruited by the Iranian spies to assassinate President Trump. Now, look, what does it do? It gives more ammunition to the Americans. Americans have faced some criticism about, why are you doing this? There's no reason for you to attack or take out Khomeini. Now, remember, a lot of people will ask this, was Khomeini not aware of this plot? Did he authorize this plot? What all went through the government of Iran before they could approve the plot to assassinate the President of the United States? And this is, as I'm saying this, right, Shreya, this happens today in the court when this guy is presented, and he essentially goes on to say he was given $5,000 by the Iranians to assassinate President Trump. What does it do? It tells Americans why Iran has been considered as a terrorist state. Not now, not few years from now, for 47 years. And what it will do is, I think it drives home the message to a lot of Americans who have been questioning why, that President Trump has decided to do this. There's so many reasons for that, but this helps the administration to remind Americans that the Iranians have been a threat forever. Shreya.
Right. Rohit, do stay with us. There is, viewers, excerpt from Donald Trump addressing amid all of this that's been taking place, the developments that have been coming in from the West Asian War Theatre, where he, in fact, comes out to claim that U.S. has been making tremendous progress in their Operation Epic Fury against Iran. Let's quickly take a look as to what the U.S. president has to say.
We're doing very well on the war front, to put it mildly, I would say. Somebody said, on a scale of 10, where would you rate it? I said about a 15. And we're going to continue to do well. We have the greatest military in the world by far. And that was a tremendous threat to us for many years.